talking for a little while about social media and inbound marketing and what it's all about. Basically, you could be keeping me here all day talking about it because there's so much in this environment that you could talk about. So many different theories, so many different things to try. But I just want to kind of give you an introduction to what exactly it is and how you can use it in your business. But before that, I figured it's good to talk a little bit about myself. So my name is Sean Reid. I'm 26, originally from Kildare, living in Dublin, and I'm the media manager for the National Leprechaun Museum. I'm a social media addict, basically, and the place I normally live is at Boston Crab which was my pro wrestling blog, my other love. And I live on this one also, leprechaun_IE, and it's where I spent... Okay, yeah, I should talk about the elephant in the room. Yes, I work in the National Leprechaun Museum. It's basically down the road from the church, about 2 minutes from here. And it was established in March 2010, so we're coming up to our 4th birthday. And it's a museum about Irish folklore and mythology. So you go inside, all the rooms are inspired by our folklore tales. And you're joined by your storyteller, or Shanachie, and they bring you around and tell you the history of our folklore and how our stories have evolved and what exactly they're all about. So it's basically not this. It's actually guys going around telling stories and having a bit of fun and bring you to a room where all the furniture is huge and you get to be leprechauns yourselves. But basically social media was something that we really invested in this year. I actually started off in the museum as just a tour guide myself, but I was very passionate about this subject. I pitched a lot of ideas and eventually this became my job. So social media is very, very large. I mean, this is only a handful of the things that I'm on myself every single day, and there's even more. There's about 50 popular avenues that you can use social media with that have thousands upon thousands of people on them. So it can seem a bit daunting, and a lot of people will look at it and go, that's just a lot of places to post pictures of cats. But it's a lot more than that. Basically, social media for yourselves, for your business, it comes under the term of inbound marketing, which came around in 2006. If you haven't heard of the term, by far the easiest way to describe it is inbound marketing and outbound marketing are two different things. Outbound marketing is begging for people's attention. Inbound marketing is earning people's attention. So if you have a billboard out, that's outbound. People, you're saying, buy my product, look what I have. Inbound marketing is people knocking on your door saying, what do you have for me? It's quite an exciting place to be involved with, and I love it myself, and more and more people are embracing it as we go on. So how exactly does it work? There's, as I said at the start, a lot involved with this, absolutely loads, but there's a few key things that I think from tonight you should really take aboard with yourselves. One, basically, it allows your visitors to your Facebook, your Twitter, your website to become your own promoters or your own brand ambassadors. It also showcases in real time what people really think about your business, your advertising, and what exactly you're doing. And on the internet, they're not afraid to tell you what they think. And also it creates a human face to your business, which is priceless, and it really helps people out in so many different ways. But on to the first thing, turning your visitor from a promoter and what exactly that is. If there's one software that you were to download and go home, I'm sure some of you already have it, but I'm still surprised at the amount of businesses I talk to that don't have this, considering it's completely free. It's Google Analytics. It is fantastic, and we live on it, and basically it's a software from Google that allows you to see absolutely everything with your website, what you can do, how people are viewing your content, where they're coming from, how they got there, where they're going, what they're spending, what they're not looking at. And it's a fantastic real-time way of looking at how you're operating your business. There's no more exciting day for us than when we launch a new web page and we go on to the real-time part of Google Analytics and watch people come in their numbers and wonder, what are they going to do? It's a bit sad, but that's what we like. So, as I say, return your visit from your promoter. The first stage of it is to grab people's attention. How you do that? Blogs, your social media, basically content. Content is the absolute key to grabbing people's attention. And I know a lot of people go, for example, I could have a shop that just sells a hat. I mean, how exactly can I create content with that? Anyone can do it. It can be very, very simple, or it could be the easiest idea in the world that really takes off. For example, in the museum, we decided to launch a little thing of ourselves on our social media, where at the end of tours, we gave people a leprechaun report card. And at the back of it, we said, tell us a secret that you've told no one before in your life. And every day, we've been posting up those secrets anonymously for everyone else to look at. And it's taken off like wildfire. We have so many people that regularly come onto our page at 12:30 to see what secrets are being posted up and having a bit of a giggle with it. So we got people's attention and we know what exactly needs to be done to grab them in, and they're looking around. So when you have their attention, you want to put up a call to action. You want those people to go, right, I've seen your content, I've laughed, ha 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 ha, what have you got for me here as well? So you're looking around. Could be something simple as, for ourselves, purchase a ticket, have a look at our folklore section, book yourself in for an appointment with something, buy a product. Very, very simple way to do it. If you're thinking how Facebook exactly can relate to that, very simple. You have a post about your content, your funny little thing to grab people into your social media, and surrounding that, you've got your calls to action saying, now that you're here, click on here, buy tickets, buy the product. So if they've done that, then congratulations, you've got a customer. But this is the big pitfall that so many businesses fall into. They think once we got our customers, that's it, let's focus on getting some more. And the customers you have now disappear. And it is a massive pitfall. You should turn those customers into your promoters. It's very simple. For ourselves, when someone comes in, day 2 later, they get an email from us saying, thank you for visiting, we hope you enjoyed yourselves. Just to share a few jokes in the email and go, why don't you tell people what you thought of us? So if you have any pictures, put them on the Twitter. We might like to see what you're doing. And it gets people talking about what you're doing. So when people use their own private Twitter, for example, saying, I was in the Leprechaun Museum, here's my picture, or I bought a product here, or I bought a hat here, or I went to this lecture, it was fantastic. All their friends see it and they go, that's great, where'd you find out about that? Found out about it here, and then the circle keeps going on. So it really is a fantastic way to get yourselves out there and to get more business and to get more attention from people. The other thing is real-time information. Basically, people learning about what you're doing, and you get to see how they react to it. Google Analytics is fantastic for that. Facebook has started to do it as well, so you can start seeing what you're posting up, how it's working. And we learned that quite a lot ourselves. We've learned that certain things we put up just don't register with people. Certain things should be put up at a different time of the day, because people from other countries are more active at this time. And it's really fantastic ways to learn how you're doing. And Twitter is great for it as well, because people will tell you what they like and what they don't like. And you can go, right, well, I know how to cater to that, as opposed to taking out an advertisement on a billboard and you're waiting 4 months down the line and then you find out the information that you might need to change. You can find out straight away through social media. We use MailChimp, for example, for our mail outs as well, and MailChimp does the same thing. We can see what's working, what's not working with our mail outs. But the final thing is the human side of a business, and this is going to be one that I don't think a lot of people will understand who this person is at first, but it's a businessman who kind of fell into being a businessman that I absolutely looked up to in so many different ways. Again, I'll be surprised if most of you don't know who this man is. If you don't know who he is, that's fine. You might know some of the people he's brought to life. That is Stan Lee from Marvel Comics. He originally just came in as a writer for the comics, and he gave birth to all these fantastic characters, and now is over a multi-billion-dollar corporation. How exactly he got himself out there was every single comic that came out, at the end of it would be a letters page to the public. People would write their own letters in and he would respond to them. He would tell them what he liked, what it's like working in the place, or his own ideas, or responding to other people's ideas. And it got people really invested. They began to think, that's it, he's just like me. He loves what he does, I love what he does. And people became quite loyal to the brand, and it surpassed all the competition. And then in the 50s and 60s, he was doing what we're all doing now, basically social media in the back of a comic book. So basically you're kind of wondering then, is it all worth it though? I mean, is it actually going to be worth paying off, investing in, putting your time into? Very simple. Yes, yes, yes. 1,000,000 times yes. It is absolutely fantastic. Why exactly? Well, we were debating over this term, and basically customers today are a lot more internet savvy and they're more intelligent about what exactly goes on in each company. So they want to know more about what you have. My own father, for example, isn't the most computer literate person in the world, but anytime he goes to buy anything, doesn't matter if it's a coat or an MP3 player, he goes online, he does all the research about it, so when he goes to the shop, he seems to know more about the product than the people selling it to him. So customers are looking out, they're all getting that information from the internet, and if you're not there representing yourself to get them on your side, your competition is. So it's very, very important just to get your foot in there and be ready for your customers. And like I said, people want information, so if you give it to them, they'll stick by you and brand loyalty will appear because they're happy to know that, say for example, if you're talking to them on Twitter, they get to know you kind of on a first name basis. I know a lot of our customers who've only been in once or twice, and I talk to them quite regularly on our Twitter feeds, quite a bit just because of that, and they tell all their friends about it. So basically that's my time, and that's exactly what we're all about. If you have any questions at all, by all means feel free to ask me later on. I'm going to be here all night, so thank you very much for listening to me.